Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again. Um, hey, it's week 17, last week of the season. Cowboys getting ready to go up against the New York Giants in New York at MetLife Stadium at 1 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Central. We know that the Washington Eagles game got flexed to the nighttime, so we have to wait to know our destiny late. So we won't know until Sunday night whether we are division champs or whether the Giants are if they beat us or if Washington beats the Eagles. So we don't know. The only thing I can really say about that game, I don't know if Fletcher Cox is going to play. I know they're going to sit some people, I guess because it's their last game of the season. They're not going to the playoffs, but I mean, I don't know. They're not playing for anything. But my whole thing is, and what I do know is, normally when a team goes up against another team that they're trying to knock them out of the race, you're going to try every chance that you get to knock that team off the rip. You're going to try to get that team in your division out of there, pretty much. So I don't know. I just feel like with that situation, they would be able to, play their guys and go ahead and just finish strong, get one more win out of there. Because we know that the Eagles have really had nothing to play for outside of knocking Washington out. Now, you look at Washington, you look at what they have over there. Whether Alex Smith starts or Heineke starts, whoever their quarterback is, really is going to depend on how they get the ball downfield, things of that nature. We know they still got Terry McLaurin out there doing well at wide receiver. They got Logan Thomas at tight end. So they got they got a few weapons, but their biggest thing, their bread and butter, is their defensive line. We know with those Alabama guys like Deron Payne, and they got Chase Young out there. They got Montez Sweat, Tim Settles. They got all those great guys on that defense, and of course they got Ryan Kerrigan out there too. Now, but they utilize the 3-4. So Ryan Kerrigan's kind of like a linebacker defensive guy. So yeah. But as far as our game goes, at 1 o'clock, we go up against the New York Giants. It's the division race. It will be all settled and done with Sunday night. I think we're the last division to even settle things, because that's just how crap we were this year. Now, nobody's praising Mike McCarthy for how we've been playing, because we've haven't been playing well. Now, I don't really fault him either, because I look at it like this: you're a new coach coming to a team. You're still learning your team. You're not able to put in your own offense and things of that nature because of COVID, and a lot of other coaches are the same, which is why those other teams are struggling as well. I know the Browns are playing well with a new coach, but that's all they changed. They pretty much have it. Their defensive coordinator still they still have other things that are the same, and they didn't lose their quarterback. So I don't want to hear nobody say, "Oh well, there's other teams that have new coaches have, so they're playing." There's different reasons why. They don't have the injuries like the Cowboys had. I mean, you talking about we were decimated on our offensive line. It took a while for these guys to mesh, and then our defense wasn't holding enough. That was another thing. So Cowboys had a different situation going on than other teams, but not to make an excuse, but it is what it is. But you got to give them credit for coming back for those 3 games, getting back to that 6-win mark, and hopefully becoming 7-9 if we win on Sunday. But going up against the Giants, they have our old coach over there as their offensive coordinator, Jason Garrett. As you already know, we know what Jason Garrett is. We know the type of guy he is, and normally when he steps outside of the box, it's you still know what it is. It's not really stepping outside the box. It's just like, okay, well, he's going to do this and do that for a play and then go back to what he does. We know they like to run the ball. They got, even though Saquon Barkley is injured, they're getting production out of Wade Gallman. They're getting production out of Alfred Morris. They got our old guy, Alfred Morris. Alfred Morris then played for every team in the division except for the Eagles. He started off with Washington. He came to the Cowboys. He was with the 49ers. Now he's with the Giants. So, yeah, and they got Alfred Morris playing well, and that's because Jason Garrett knows Alfred Morris because he was here, with the Cowboys, coaching him. So he knows what he can do. I never really wanted to get rid of Alfred Morris. I thought he was a nice little change of pace back. But again, we got Tony Pollard, so we're good. But they're gonna run the ball. They're gonna try to gash us with Wayne Gallman and and Alfred Morris. They got a good. They get most of their offensive production as far as receiving wise out of their tight end Evan Ingram. He's the guy that gets their. When you go back and look at their tape, he's the guy that gets their first downs. So when you see them in the third and sixth position, make sure you watch out for that tight end Evan Ingram. He's gonna get that ball. Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton, they haven't been playing well this year. Even though Darius Slayton showed promise last year, he balled out last year. But this year, him and Shepard are not playing that well. But I think that with the Cowboys, if they attack that running game and pretty much apply pressure on Daniel Jones, we can pretty much get this game. Um, you look at what they have on defense. They got Dexter Lawrence out there and company. They got a pretty decent defensive line. Their linebackers are playing all right. Outside of Blake Martinez, Blake Martinez is their guy. They got him from the Packers. I would have had loved to have Blake Martinez because he played under Mike McCarthy with Green Bay, but he's now with the Giants, and the Giants defense had showed up, but their offense is not scoring. I think they averaged like 8.9 points in the last three games, and the Cowboys have averaged 36 points in the last three games. So if you look at the stat line alone, it should tell you that the Cowboys are probably going to win, but you can't really go by that. So I look at it like this. I think that when I look at the grand scheme of things, I think that the Cowboys just need to come in there and do what they need to do, play hard, play their type of ball, and just play like they have for the last 3-4 games. And I think the Cowboys can get this win. Greg Zuerlein get his kicks in, do his thing. A lot of teams always want to stop us from running the ball, but they forget that a lot of these teams DBs cannot see, even though the Giants defense is pretty much solid all the way through. Their front, their middle, and their back end, they're pretty much solid. I think that even their DBs, they're still not good enough for our receivers. So Andy Dalton still gets that ball off. We're still gonna provide pressure and get what we need to do out of what we need to get out of our receivers. Now, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, if they do like they did last game, get them started early. You got to get Amari Cooper started early. Hell, throw the ball 20 yards to him like you did the last game. Do that again. But yeah, those are keys of the game. They pretty much do those things, they're going to win. Just like I said in the last keys to victory, they did exactly what I said, and they won the game. That's all I got for right now, guys. Hopefully we get this W, go to the playoffs, and Washington loses. But even if we win and don't go to the playoffs, we still start end of the season, to me, on a strong suit. And that's all I want to see my team do, be competitive. It's your boy E2 Blue, always keeping it real. Talk to y'all soon.